and I thought I could dress it up with, Dorm life doesn't have to be depressing. So all week on HGTV Handmade, I am taking over this dorm room, and I'm going to show you how to take it from drab to fab. So tune in every day this week to see all kinds of dorm life tips and hacks. So this week I'm doing a dorm room takeover, and every dorm needs a little plant life, right? So I'm going to show you today how to take this thrifted planter and turn it into something really chic and modern. Here's what you'll need if you want to make your own. A terracotta hanging planter, needle nose pliers, neon paint, chalk paint, painter's tape, 2 foam-tipped paintbrushes, cotton cording, scissors, and water-resistant sealer. So I love the shape of this little planter, but what I don't love are these kind of cheap, dated brass chains. So my first step is going to be to remove these. I'm going to replace them with this natural cotton cording that I'm going to add a pop of neon to. You know, replacing these chains is such a simple way to update any hanging planter. Before we do anything else, I'm going to wipe this off just so we have a clean surface to paint. Okay, so before I tackle the hanger, we're going to paint this guy. Now, I've chosen this lovely shade of blue because it goes with other elements in the room, but you can paint whatever color you want. Now, I found this planter at the thrift store, and I loved it because it had a really cute organic shape, and it came with a hole in the bottom for drainage and this little plug that fits right in. This is perfect because you can leave it unplugged for outdoor use, or you can plug it for indoor use. Either way, for painting, you want to take that part out. I like using chalk paint for these small projects because a little pot goes a long way. And the coverage is great, but it doesn't leave brush strokes, so you get a really nice finished product. Okay. So once that first coat is on, we're going to let it dry completely, and then we'll add a second coat. Okay, while that first coat of paint dries, we're going to go ahead and cut the cord that our planter is going to hang from. Give yourself a pretty good length of rope. You can always go shorter, but you can't make it longer. Now you can attach your rope as is, but I'm going to tape off and paint a section of neon pink for a color blocked effect. Use a short length of painter's tape and tape around the rope where you want the paint to end. Keep in mind that you'll tie a knot at the end to keep the rope in the planter. So I'm going with about 5 or 6 inches of neon paint. Use your paintbrush to really work the paint into the texture of the rope. You should get good coverage with just one coat. And as you can see, you definitely want to cover whatever work surface you're working on because painting rope is messy. Okay. You don't have to get the very end because your knot is going to go at the end. That one's done. We're just going to do 2 more. Okay, so our ropes are good to go. We're just going to set those aside to dry. Now we're going to give one more coat to the planter. You can use whatever kind of paintbrush you want for this project, but I really love foam-tipped paintbrushes because you can work into any detail that your planter might have. It just makes it easy to get really good coverage and a really smooth finish. Okay, so the paint is dried, and I am really loving this matte finish, but if you want a shiny effect, that's when you'll want to slap on a couple of coats of your water-based sealer. All we have left to do is attach our ropes. First step is to remove the paint at the top. To thread our rope through the holes in the planter, take the painter's tape and wrap a bit of it around this frayed end of the rope. That'll make it easier to poke through there. It's kind of like putting the end on a shoelace, like that. And use that to thread it right through the hole. Repeat for the other 2. All right, once you have this all threaded through, remove the tape and tie it in a knot to secure. All right, and once all of the ropes are secure, just tie them at the top in a knot, trim the excess, and all we need to do is add a plant. When you're ready to hang your planter, add a handful of gravel to the bottom to allow for drainage. Loosen the roots of your plant and place in the planter. Add more soil as needed, water, and you're ready to hang. This planter would look super cute over a bed, desk, or in front of your dorm room window.